right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and there are no rules when bringing wine to the Wine Watch for a tasting, other than you have to bring good wine. I mean, I will put your Dolcetto, say put that back in your bag, cheap sparkling wine, Charmat method stuff. We don't need to taste that. You know, we're not really interested in those ththings here, but Tal always brings great stuff, and man, I think he brought like a dozen wines here, all of them really outstanding, and it was an Italian theme. Thank you very much, Tal, for appreciating the fact that, you know, we like a theme here at the Wine Watch rather than just being all willy-nilly and, you know, bringing wine from all over the place. These Italian wines, all outstanding, and the Falesco we started out with, which is a new wine for me. I don't know if I've ever had this wine, the Ferentano, and it's the only producer that still uses this grape, supposedly. And the Italians are the only people that do that. Their marketing department must hate them. How do you develop a following if you're the only people on earth that use this grape? It's called Rosetto, and it's an ancient varietal indigenous to this region where Riccardo Cottarella, one of the most famous enologists, has decided he's going to save it from extinction. And this is a white. It can be known for its tannins, affinified with the skins, and really pretty nose here. Kind of apricot fruit, some honey notes, some wet rock-like minerality. Nice amount of that rich apricot and cantaloupe fruit showing, some pretty honeysuckle floral notes. Really unique wine, excellent juice. 24 bucks. I mean, maybe a little hard to sell because of its heritage, the unique varietal, but still excellent juice. All right, the Erce Etna Rosa. This is one of the hottest things going on in Italy right now. The wines from Mount Etna. Really lovely, light cherry fruit, similar to Pinot Noir. Got a cranberry in there also, fresh floral notes, some smoky, kind of volcanic, ash, earthy character. Really light and easy drinking red, that pretty red berry fruit, fine silky tannins, and a nice zesty finish. That volcanic earth kind of showing up at the end. Light, but not light in nuance. Excellent juice at $26. I love the wines of Mount Etna. Zenato Alero Rosso Veronese. I don't know why you put the Cabernet and Merlot in the Verona, but hey, it can be pretty good. I love the Alzero from Quintarelli. This wine is they air dry 30% of the grapes, and the black wine pays a tribute to the crow. I guess that's the name what it means in Italy. Anyways, this wine's got a good amount of dark plum and black raspberry fruit, some dried meaty notes, some green herbs and spice. Rich and fruity on the tongue. This wine's got good grip here. A bit dry at the end. Nice herbs and spice on the finish. Very good little wine at $20 a bottle. Zenato is a producer you can count on most every time. Then one of our favorite producers from Tuscany, from the Maremma to Rita, the Prato del Bosco. 100% Sangiovese from the coast of Tuscany. And this wine's got a pretty nose there of light red berry fruit, strawberries, cherries, some nice toasty oak spice, more in a New World style, some pretty floral notes, really nice richness on the tongue, that zesty red berry fruit, and a nice freshness and floral note on the finish. Excellent juice at $33. Maculan Cabernet Sauvignon Palazzotto, and this is a more, definitely a more old school style wine. Lots of peppery spice, tobacco to the delicious currant and plum fruit, some fine herbs, really old world. 100% varietal Cabernet, nice peppery spice on the finish here as well to that dark currant and plum fruit. Fine silky tannins, a really nice elegant style of Cabernet. Excellent juice at $30. All right, and then a little Merlot from Lugana. This wine was not very good, man, for 45 bucks. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I would expect it to be $15. Really light, very easy drinking, very soft, some earth and herbs on the finish, but for that price, a little bit expensive. Chiretto Barolo 2010. What do I need to say about 2010 from the Piedmont? It is one of the greatest vintages ever. If you love Barolo and Barbaresco, don't walk, run to buy as much of this stuff as you can because it is selling out quickly. This is classic Barolo. Notes of rose petals, tar, dark spices, cherry liqueur, very pretty bouquet of aromas, lovely richness here, and on the second day, even bigger and better. Exotic spices, those floral notes, tannins turning a bit chalky at the end, but surprising how good these 2010 Barolos are right now in their infancy. These wines will last another 20 or 30 years. Even the entry-level wines like this Barolo at $52.50, excellent juice. Mastroberardino Terrassi Radici 2006. This is a single vineyard wine made from Aglianico, 100%, and just incredible depth and richness. One of the most famous wines from Campania. I remember finding a 68 bottle when I bought the Wine Watch, a 68 Terrassi Radici Reserva. It was one of the most incredible wines I've ever had, a legendary vintage for that region, and looked, I mean, like a current release. I couldn't believe the color on this wine, and just a wild nose, violets, lavenders, herbs, dried meat, blue cheese, kind of rustic and earthy, really just incredible. As this wine opened up, just wild and untamed on the palate as well. Lots of chewy tannins, there's wild herbs and spices, and that funky animal notes lasting through the finish. Most excellent juice at $63, one of the best wines that I've had this year. All right, the Falesco Sagrantino di Montefalco from Umbria. It's also one of those big and wild grapes. I don't know what to compare Sagrantino to, but it is one of the darkest, has some of the highest extract numbers of any grapes on earth. The amount of dissolved solids in the wines. We talk about dried extract, just incredible. Dark cocoa, exotic spices, wild herbs, flowers, really well endowed. A little monster on the palate. This wine needs some time. Really big, dark spices, those flowers and herbs, orange peel, citrus notes coming out at the end as well. Most excellent juice at 51.75. And then talk about big. I think this wine is 17% alcohol. Gianfranco Fino, Primitivo di Manduria. And Tal gave us this blind and said, what do you think it is? Amarone comes to mind because of how extracted it is and how alcoholic it is. This wine, it's just got a ton of rich blackberry and blueberry fruit, an array of exotic spices, violets, floral notes, really aromatic, and man, just a little monster on the palate. You notice how big this wine is. 6% residual sugar, but still has freshness. An amazing wine. Big like an Amarone, but I mean, if you like this kind of stuff, this wine is off the charts. Most excellent at $84. That's what we had to drink with our friend Tal from Stay Cool. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off.